Well, this area up here has been kind of neglected for the last couple of years. We have 4 raised bed planters, and I had put strawberries in them and didn't really do a whole lot with it. And if you have ever constructed raised planters, you know that over time the mix just kind of sinks. Well, it is so sunken now that it's a good 6 inches down below the top. So what I did was I very carefully harvested my strawberries out of the containers, which I have back here. And I've got another bag of them in a grow bag down by my blueberries that I'm going to bring up here as well. So to make the new mix, we did our regular recipe minus the lime, because strawberries like a more acidic soil, growing somewhere between a pH of 5.5 and 6.5. So no lime has been added. The only other different thing I did in the mix, is that water good, Coop? The only different thing I did in the mix was add an additional half of a pail of compost. So in other words, 2.5 gallons per batch. Reason being that strawberries, just like tomatoes and just like corn, are heavy feeders. So adding in that extra compost is good. Now we're going to fill up these all the way, and then I will come back and show you one more amendment I'm going to be mixing in with them before I actually plant the strawberries. Okay, we have it full now. Actually, it's about 1 inch down because I need to have room to put some straw on the top of it. But before I plant, even though there is additional compost in the mix, sorry, dogs, I am also adding Espoma's Organic Berry Tone. Now the instructions on new plants, which really these aren't exactly new plants, but I'm treating them like they're new plants. The instructions on that are to add 2 cups per cubic foot, which, if I consider the size of this planter, would be a whole bag just for one planter. And I'm not going to do that. Strawberries are shallow rooted. So basically I just want to make sure that I am mixing it in to about the depth of where the roots would be. Now, I should have done this 2 months ago. Well, actually I should have done this last year, but I didn't. So, with fertilizing, it says to fertilize twice. Once in early spring and again in late spring. Well, this is pretty much late spring. So I'm just only going to add this one time this season. These are June bearers anyway. So the only other thing I will do for these strawberries is make sure I'm feeding them with my compost tea. And remember now, if you watch my video, I am adding millie poo to my compost tea every time I brew it. And then once a month, I am adding the pure protein to the compost tea as well. Did a video about that too. So let me do all of these and then we'll come back and plant. This is one of the ones that I harvested out of the boxes originally. And I wanted to show you, I don't know if you can see it very well. This is the crown of the plant, and the roots are coming from that. You want to make sure that you're not burying the crown. It needs to stay above the soil and the roots down below. Now, if you've bought a transplant of strawberries, you really don't have to worry about that because it's already been planted correctly, hopefully. And you just match the soil level of your transplant with the soil level of whatever you're putting it in. Now, normally, if you're planting strawberries in the ground, you would want them about 16 inches apart. But in containers like this, you can get away with them being a little closer together. In fact, if I had enough for 5 in here, I would do all 5. But I think I only have enough for 4 in some and 3 in the others. But these will create runners. They will end up eventually filling in the whole boxes. Now, I don't have any drip run to these, so I will have to keep an eye on them if we don't get a good inch of rain a week, which we typically do. But they will have to be watered. I have to watch that so they don't dry out. They need a lot of moisture. The last thing I want to do is put a mulch down. It keeps the berries clean, and it's just better without the berries touching the soil, where they can kind of, well, they seem to kind of rot faster if they touch the soil. So just gonna put a nice little layer, doesn't have to be real thick, of the Easy Straw on top. This will also help them from drying out too much. Hope this video was helpful, especially if you're a new strawberry grower. We watered in a little bit, but we're supposed to have severe thunderstorms again tomorrow, so I'm sure they'll get plenty of water tomorrow. I spy with my little eye. It might not be quite ripe yet, but I'm going to eat it anyway. Bye. Stay safe. Keep looking up. Have a good one.
Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. It's alright. It's alright.